What value is a man? Especially a man who knows what value is a man who knows that he is invaluable. What is an invaluable man? An invaluable man, not the guy at his desk, scribbling with the feather, dotting the ink jar with the tip of the feather. Not him. He postulates the value of a man because he'd like to organize men. And it's a shame that such men play these games, organizing men, valuing men, disvaluing men according to some kind of abstract rubric. Does a man compare to gold? Sheets of paper? Digits on a screen? What is the value of a man? To value a man, you must have an abstract system of measurement. But why? Why would you value that abstract measurement over the value of a man? Who is invaluable? See this? No cuffs here. An invaluable man has no cuffs. A valuable man, well, he's different, isn't he? A valuable man is not invaluable, but an invaluable man is very valuable. So how do we become invaluable? We must know that these systems of evaluation and measurement, while utilitarian, are also arbitrary, in that they are devised with an agenda in mind. But if I am invaluable, I can immediately sense the value of these measuring systems that seek to evaluate me according to their abstractions. But the invaluable man will not be valued according to this or that dictate, this or that edict, this or that mandate. The invaluable man always already objectifies, and hence transcends any system that would encapsulate him in a finite valuation. Why do you value yourself, man? Do you not know that you are beyond the periphery of all of this nonsense? That you cannot be circumscribed, and you should never be circumscribed, and any attempt to circumscribe you is an agenda to enslave you. Enslave you. Out here, where I can hear the birds, the eagles, the owls, crows, robins, hawks, ravens. All this bounty is beyond valuation, and yet I've got an abstract measurement. And I place value on these bird songs and bird cries. Imagine an invaluable man and all of this bounty, avian bounty, just one minor example of the grandeur. All of this is beyond value. He knows that because he is beyond value. And part of the absolute tragedy of the 21st century and 20th century and centuries before is that men accept valuations of themselves. You have no value. Who could value you? And I'm not talking about your fingertip, or your beard, or your ankle. Anything considered separately might be considered valuable, especially if we were to lose it. But really it is all invaluable. But why? Why is it invaluable? No, that's not the question. The question is, why is it valuable? Because you've assigned value to it. Now, a lot of things that we assign value to, we do it unconsciously. We just value it. And then when it's gone, we notice, oh, what happened to my finger? What happened to it? The invaluable is gone, and now it's valued. So your dignity as a man is invaluable. If you lose it, then you start to see its value. Its value as the invaluable. The value of the invaluable is infinite, and therefore it's beyond value. It never stops. The spectrum of value is inexhaustible. How can you realize that? How can you know it? How can you know that you're invaluable? Well, it's very difficult, isn't it? You were born and thrown into a cradle, and you've been emasculated ever since, and you don't know why. You don't know something other than a system of servitude. A system of slavery where you were valued. your birth certificate put on a invisible stock market and traded. People making bets on your progress in life, gleefully and gluttonously hoarding the value that they've assigned to you, that you never agreed to, that you don't even know about. Men, you are invaluable. You cannot be quantified. If there is some kind of assignment, like going to war and your oligarchs have appointed you to go overseas and kill someone to protect their oligarchic interests, you have been assigned a value by these oligarchs. And it's not much, is it? Your life is less valuable than their interests, and your life will be sacrificed for their interests. Now, if you're absorbed in the media, and you've got this mental program in your head, and it's just infecting you and colonizing you, so that now you're believing in a deception that's been propagated top down, and you are fulfilling that deception in your behavior, your value has been severely diminished, severely destroyed. You are now valuable, but not because you are invaluable. You are valuable to those who are deceiving you, because you're the pawn who advances the agenda. Pawns aren't invaluable. Pawns are valuable, but not too valuable, because pawns can easily be sacrificed. The invaluable man is not subject to the agenda of another man or another system of control. The invaluable man is sovereign. And if this invaluable man, as a sovereign, wants to cooperate in a team-like manner with other invaluable men of sovereignty, that's a beautiful thing. Everybody's interests are taken care of in that way. But you don't know that you are invaluable. You do not know what that means. You're struggling, and I get it. You're besieged, and I get that. Everywhere you go, you experience the incertitude, the doubt, the disquiet, the desperation that comes from only being valuable and not very valuable. For the invaluable to overtake your personality altogether, overtake your being altogether, some things need to shift. Why are you not invaluable? Why are you only valuable? How do you become invaluable? Well, you already are invaluable. Always. Already. But you fall from grace. Your mind takes you down. The mind doesn't believe. Your mind is not plugged in. And you always think, oh, the mind is the problem. No. The mind is not the problem. The problem is you think the mind is the problem. The mind is your ally. It's just not plugged in. And the reason it's not plugged in is because your mind is contaminated. How do you decontaminate your mind? How? Start from the assumption that you are invaluable. That there is no valuation that exhausts the grandeur of your being. There is no limit. And that every time your mind props up a limit, you're grateful for that. But you don't believe that it's the only truth available to you. You just acknowledge this is what the mind does. How beautiful. The mind does what it does like the foot does what it does. You must know in your bones that you are invaluable. That your value cannot be assigned to you from without or from within. That you are always already surpassing any evaluation. You are beyond valuation. So what does that feel like? What does that look like? What is that? To become invaluable, to realize that you are invaluable, you must become intimate with death. The less intimate with death, the less valuable. The more intimate with death, the more valuable. To the point where you become so intimate with death that you are the invaluable. Death is a thought. And the more we're invested in the thought of death, the more our life is a matter of value. But the thought of death comes from someplace, doesn't it? Where does it come from? Maybe it comes from multiple places. The fear of death, the challenge of death, the quiescence of death. Fundamentally, it's a thought. Without that thought of death, what happens? You experience yourself as the invaluable. Right when that thought of death comes onto the scene, oh, you can see it all just start to... And you can start to hear the chains shuffling across the floor. And you can feel the cuffs on your wrist.